the obvious for this week. What we saw this week, ladies and gentlemen, was an exhibition of the Democratic elite putting on a Hollywood-style production of January 6th. Still blaming Trump. Well, there's nothing to blame there. I got to hand it to them. They took a lot of things out of context and had a great production on all the BS that the Capitol Police and Nancy Pelosi condoned to begin with. Donald Trump had authorized the use of 20,000 National Guardsmen, and that was disregarded by the Capitol Police, Nancy Pelosi, and the Mayor Bowser. What's in her name? You figure it out. They're in D.C. So what we're seeing this week is, once again, smoke and mirrors. They did that after the gun grab was going on by the Dems once again, trying to mask 40-year high on inflation. I mean, good grief! Look at the price increases in food, cars, everything we touch comes by truck. And the bad news is fuel is at an all-time, I'm going to repeat that because it bears repeating, at an all-time high. Since Biden took office, fuel has more than doubled. We've got border crossing issues still. It's going on. Not that I'm keeping track, but year to date from January to April, there was 1.5 million encounters. Yeah. Last 3 days, last week, in Rio Grande Valley, there was over 18,000 apprehensions in 3 days. We've got a caravan coming this way from Central South America. They've been stopped because they all got a letter on how to penetrate the country. They got a letter on how to get their free phone, medical benefits, Social Security benefits, free education, free health care, all the stuff that we have to bust our butts for. They're handing it to them. And then there's an expose on communications to take these guys deeper into American cities. This isn't just a border issue in California. They deserve what they get. I could care less. Arizona, we're fighting the battle. Texas is fighting the battle. Don't really have too many issues in New Mexico. But the drug trafficking is way up with fentanyl. Biden's turned his back on that. He's turned his back on human trafficking, as he's turned his back on American hostages in Afghanistan for about 300 days now. The House under Pelosi's, this isn't Pelosi's house, man. It's our house. It belongs to the people. She needs to go. Midterms are coming up, man. I'm telling you, the smoke is starting to billow. They're ignoring 574 riots in 20 and 21, burning American cities down. As far as I'm concerned, they condoned it. There's not been any prosecutions. Numerous people have died. Police officers died. They're saying, well, June 6th, 5 officers lost their life. No, they didn't. One guy died. They said, oh, yeah, well, he got beaten in the head with a fire extinguisher and was murdered. No, the man died from a stroke. A stroke, not a fire extinguisher. No. Did any of that come out? No, none of it. So this is just more smoke and mirrors to mask all the other things I've already talked about, plus supply chain issues, real or imagined. I think a point in case is, there is some real stuff out there with all the ships, the cargo ships and containers that are stacked up on both sides of the continental U.S. and the Pacific on the Atlantic side. And but one thing, I think there's some stripes shortages. The baby formula, they've made a big deal out of it for weeks and weeks and weeks. Buy a breast pump. Get over it. And then, the disregard for spending the spending packages that they keep approving. We're running out of money, man. And the economists and bankers that from J.P. Morgan that says we've got a hurricane coming, a recessional hurricane coming. I believe it. We're here in Maricopa County, and I'm looking at fuel for my truck at $5.80. Last week before, $5.29, $5.39. This week, $5.80. What in the hell happened? Who farted? What happened? Did Putin fart? And we get another quarter increase on fuel across the board? We're getting double whammied. We're getting that plus Biden's ignorant and all of the fallacies in California. Highest cost of living on the planet. Where does all fuel come from? California. It's cheaper in Tucson. It comes from Texas. But we're blessed to get California nonsense from Governor Nuisance over there. So don't be confused, ladies and gentlemen. Don't drink the CNN, the MSNBC Kool-Aid, or Biden's nonsense, or the crap coming out of the Congress. I am just absolutely sick and tired of the national media whitewashing all of this stuff. What happened to the coverage in Ukraine? There's still mass exodus out of Odessa. Nikolaev is being pounded into oblivion. The eastern Ukraine is being pulverized, and the Ukrainian troops are losing. Check this number. They're losing over 200 soldiers a day. They're outnumbered. Artillery, just artillery. I checked this yesterday. I checked the artillery. Ukrainian army in artillery is outnumbered 50-1. What's Biden done? As far as I'm concerned, not a damn thing. We sent Biden. He didn't go across the border. He was over there dancing around in Poland, pissing everybody off. Nancy Pelosi decided to go on excursion. I don't know what she did other than adjusting her dentures in front of other national leaders. Cool. Absolutely cool. We need to have a bake sale and send her a bottle of Polident, as far as I'm concerned. She had no business over there. The First Lady went over there. At least she had nerve enough to cross the border, in her Escalade. What she did, beyond me. Kamala Harris, all she did was piss everybody off that she talked to. I swear, that woman's got to be smoking Panama Red with that giggle that she's got. I don't get it. Glassy eyes, giggling all the time. We saw that in the 60s. It's called giggleweed. But that's just me. So I'm going to leave you with one other thought. The next time you see Whoopi Goldberg or Joy Behar having an opinion, I'm going to pose the question, is Whoopi Goldberg big enough now to have her own zip code? I'm Don McDowell with the Pragmatic View of the Obvious Hunting Fishing.